What's your favorite and your least favorite parts of the trail?
Probably it depends on like kind of the year, but probably one of my, you're in here again, huh? You take a poop, you're booted. Oh, over there. Look at him, he feels bad. Yeah. I have been lost out on the ocean, on the pack ice one year. What happened is I was leaving the village of Shaktoolik, which is way out on the western coast of the ocean, and I was going down and I was trying to make a competitive move actually, and so I was mushing, and I was going down on the pack ice, and the village was only about 50 miles away. But what happened was my headlight, which we wear headlights a lot, the bulb blew, right, kind of at an inconvenient time. And my headlight blew out, but I was racing, I was in a bit of a hurry. So I kept going. And I kept going, and I was changing my light bulb when it was kind of cold and windy out, and it took me a little while, and my hands got nipped. But I kept moving while I was doing it, because the dogs don't care if there's light or not. And so by the time you're making me nervous. By the time I got to, I don't know, a couple hundred yards down the trail, I turned my headlight back on. I was looking at the trail, and I was like, yeah, you know, it looks like a good trail, and the dogs are trotting all happy to go. And so I kept going, but I didn't see any markers. And there's a lot of markers out on the trail that tell you where you go. And so I said to myself, well, I'll go another 20 minutes, which is totally wrong. I should have said I'll go 1 minute, because normally markers aren't that far apart. So I went about another 15 minutes, and I came across an open lead in the ocean. And so I knew I had gone the wrong way, and I ended up turning around, and I had to turn completely the wrong way. So I would say at that particular time, that was the worst place on earth for me. And I think that mentally, you worry about things like that when you come across the same areas. But I've been through that area another 2 years after that, and I went the right way. So I don't know if it's my least favorite or not, but it was that year.
What do you think, they just drifted off course while you were changing the bulb?
I think what it was it was an old trail that some of the Eskimo guys use out there to go check crab pots and stuff like that. So it wasn't the correct trail, but it was a trail.
And
so
they
the dogs were
followed
like, hey, this is a great trail, you know. But they're the ones who stopped when the open lead. They were like, no, it's not. And I was most appreciative to that. And then the favorite part of the trail, gosh, I don't know. The neat thing about Iditarod is it actually does travel for 1,000 miles. So you're going through like boreal spruce forests, and then you go up over the Alaska range where Mount McKinley is just sitting right on the right of you. And then you go through these really neat burst birch forests with the white trees. And then you head out on the Yukon River, which, as much as it's a huge frozen piece of ice, I mean, it's the Yukon River. So you're traveling on the Yukon River, it's pretty glorious. And then you go from the Yukon up over this Portage Pass, which, you know, people have been traveling on for thousands of years over into the coast. And then besides where I got lost, the coast is pretty nifty too. So honestly, probably, I probably do like maybe the portage between Kaltag and Unalakleet out to the coast quite a bit, because I always feel like we're going through time there. But hopefully all 1,000 miles will be great this year, and we'll have a good run. So.
Thank you.
What type of food are you taking to?
For myself?
Uh-huh.
This year I've gone kind of lightweight, and I've decided to do mostly some freeze-dried foods. A lot of people do bring kind of the food that they eat day to day. Say, you know, you have a spaghetti dinner and you have some leftover, so you put some spaghetti in a seam seal container. And then what we'll do is, after you've fed your dogs from this water, you boil up an extra couple inches of water, and you throw your seam sealed package, which is completely sealed, into the water, and it'll boil it up and heat it up. What we do is we separately heat some water for our freeze-dried meals. So they're just a little bit less weight.
For these?
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, okay.
But we also bring, oh, I don't know, your average Snickers bar, but, you know, maybe broken up in little pieces so you don't break your teeth. And that kind of things. Pringles. I'm not sponsored by them, but I like Pringles.
You should write them and see.
I think it's the salt. You get out there and you start really working, and you're like, oh, that salt is just great. I'm not a sweet person out there. A lot of people bring a lot of chocolate and that kind of thing, but I'm more of a salt person.
Now, do you have more than one sponsor?
Do I have more than one sponsor? I have one fantastic sponsor, and that's Hawthorne Sweets. people who either have been with me for years and years who are, what I always explain is a dog team is kind of like, you know the way some people sponsor a painting in a museum, like it says underneath it's sponsored by the Johnson family, they paid whatever, how much, $8,000 to hang a painting on the wall. Well, people sponsor our team to see how well we do in Iditarod. And we have newsletters and stuff like that that we end up sending out to sponsors and stuff. And then as well as kind of your small individual team sponsors, we do have some corporate sponsors. It's kind of, I won't say our team is quite like NASCAR, because I don't have Viagra written across my head, but you know what I mean. I basically, we do have a lot of different sponsors, but kind of smaller ones. Sorry. That joke.
You
Valvoline.
Home Depot.
Get the point.
You listen to music on the trail?
You know, that's interesting. I have tried and tried and tried to listen to music, because most people do, and they're like, that was great, I listen to music all the way down to Yukon. But I've never been very good at it. My batteries won't work at some times, or my little earphones, when you get out in the cold, the earphones actually, like the wires break and stuff. So I have 1 year successfully listened to music for about 80 miles, and it was pretty fun, you know, but most of the time, what are you doing? Most of the time I'm more interested in what they're doing, and I'll end up talking to them or singing to them or just having a good time out there. I do run across, most people do listen to music, but I think we're in the minority probably on that case. So.
Do you carry anything out there for communication, like satellite phones?
You're
or-
actually, that's illegal, so
Oh, okay.
you're not allowed to be in touch with
No type
Are you
of
gonna
navigational equipment.
Are you going to do the GPS this year?
I am,
She is.
yeah.
So we
Yeah.
can follow you?
Yeah.
Thank you for volunteering to do it, though.
You're
'cause I think
welcome.
it's a-
I think it's going to be exciting.
I think a lot of people are going to be on, being like, how come she's still there? It's 6 hours and 2 minutes, she said 6 hours. So I'm a little nervous about that part, but you know, it's an honest race. I've never hid anything from anyone with what we do out there, so I don't feel like I should be hiding from anything right
And
now.
the
so.
GPS you're taking is for us to track you, not
Correct.
for you to find out where you are?
Yeah,
Is that-
I can't, it's some box that I have to make sure is face up most of the time, but I can't get in on it, so
No, I
I
was
wouldn't even
curious,
know
yeah.
how to use it.
Okay, I didn't realize that you weren't
If I
allowed to have
can't use a
navigational
Walkman, I
stuff.
sure can.
Well, Aliy and Alan, thank you so very
You're
much
welcome.
for taking this time to spend with us. And I wish you the very best of luck and safe trails out there on the trail. And thank you so much for bringing, there are some
Yeah.
cards and some pins for everyone. And I think Aliy has a couple of minutes to provide some signatures before she has to start getting ready for tomorrow. So thank you so very much.
Very welcome.
Oh, I'm sorry to
All
walk
right,
right through.
all right.